Course in Miracles, Chapter 10, The Idols of Sickness. This is the introduction to the chapter. It's very short. Nothing beyond yourself can make you fearful or loving, because nothing is beyond you. Time and eternity are both in your mind and will conflict until you perceive time solely as a means to regain eternity. You cannot do this as long as you believe that anything happening to you is caused by factors outside yourself. You must learn that time is solely at your disposal, and that nothing in the world can take this responsibility from you. You can violate God's laws in your imagination, but you cannot escape from them. They were established for your protection and are as inviolate as your safety. God created nothing beside you, and nothing beside you exists, for you are part of him. What except him can exist? Nothing beyond him can happen, because nothing except him is real. Your creations add to him as you do, but nothing is added that is different, because everything has always been. What can accept you except the ephemeral, and how can the ephemeral be real if you are God's only creation and he created you eternal? Your holy mind establishes everything that happens to you. Every response you make to everything you perceive is up to you, because your mind determines your perception of it. God does not change his mind about you, for he is not uncertain of himself. And what he knows can be known, because he does not know it only for himself. He created you for himself, but he gave you the power to create for yourself so you would be like him. That is why your mind is holy. Can anything exceed the love of God? Can anything then exceed your will? Nothing can reach you from beyond it, because being in God, you encompass everything. Believe this, and you will realize how much is up to you. When anything threatens your peace of mind, ask yourself, has God changed his mind about me? Then accept his decision, for it is indeed changeless, and refuse to change your mind about yourself. God will never decide against you, or he would be deciding against himself. Okay, this is the introduction to Chapter 10, The Idols of Sickness. Nothing beyond yourself can make you fearful or loving, because nothing is beyond you. It's the opening line. Everything is up to you, and you alone have the power to perceive along the lines that the Holy Spirit, who is the voice for God, the way the Holy Spirit perceives. And the Holy Spirit perceives everything as in divine perfect order, with acceptance. Not judgment, but acceptance. The ego judges, and the Holy Spirit accepts. So anything, and another great line here is, time and eternity are both in your mind and will conflict until you perceive time solely as a means to regain eternity. In other words, waste no more time. Practice this course. Start to think along these lines, and you will see how things change for you and shift. You will see when you start to decide and think the way that God does, or the Holy Spirit, which is the voice for God, you will see the change that is made. Has God changed his mind about me? No, God has never changed. There is the eternal and there's the ephemeral. The ephemeral is all around us. The ephemeral is everything that changes, anything that is impermanent. And what is impermanent is what undergoes change. God does not change. God has never changed. and God does not change his mind. Only our minds are fickle, and only our minds go back and forth all the time between ego and spirit, between fear and love. We want love, but on the other hand, we're afraid of love. And so we waver, and we delay, and delay is of the ego. But we continue to delay and delay. So we need to get to that point of stability in our mind, just as God is, just as the Holy Spirit is, just as Jesus is. We need to get to that place in our mind where we do not fluctuate. We're solid, and we are completely in that awareness and that way of seeing everything as one. Everything, every brother is our equal. Every person, everything is our equal. Everything deserves love just as we deserve love. And everything is equally worthy as we are of love, because that is what we are. That is what we all are. Again, end of story. You know, as long as you have a doubt about that, and as long as we waver about that, we are keeping ourselves from the joy, the love, the peace that is, according to this, our birthright. According to what Jesus is saying, that is our birthright, and that is our essence, and that is our reality, and that is our only reality. As long as we choose otherwise, and we don't even realize that we are choosing, which is part of the problem, is that so much of it is unconscious. As long as we choose otherwise, we are choosing wrongly, and we will have to, at some point or another, we'll have to undo that. So we can start now, and we can make that much more progress if we don't get into those kinds of habits of mind and thinking about things, but slowly change our minds until our minds become changeless like God's. And Jesus is assuring us that is possible, and that is possible even while we are here. Maybe not completely perfectly, or maybe it will be completely perfectly, but we will slowly but surely get there. Thank you for listening. Hope this was helpful. I always welcome your comments if you are listening in, and tell me how I can, if there's anything that I can cover that might be helpful as well. We're reading through the whole text of A Course in Miracles, and after we do the text, we'll do some more readings as well. So, thank you for listening. See you soon.